Hello everyone and welcome to Online Physics 101. I am Professor Rogers and I will be seeing you shortly in class. I just wanted to do a quick little walkthrough of my Blackboard shell so that way you know where everything is. This is the announcements panel, and if I have to announce anything like a snow day or something like that, it'll go here. In general, I don't post anything here because I don't want to spam your emails. Going down to the next item, and it's going to be the syllabus. And something I'll note is if I have to update the syllabus due to weather or something like that, then I'll just post another item right here. You can kind of see that I've already posted a second one because I messed up the dates on the first one. So if you did download that first syllabus, you probably want to re-download it. Standard VCCS description, we're going to talk about physics, mostly mechanics in Physics 101. And it's kind of the fun physics. It's not the hardcore problem-solving physics or anything like that. It's, hey look, this is gravity, things drop. So it's actually one of the more fun courses for me to teach. Where can you find me? I'm SHP216. This is my phone number. This is a landline. It's not a cell phone. Please don't try to text it. Probably the best way to get in touch with me is to send me an email because usually I'm over in the classroom teaching. Teaching methods, I have online lectures. It's going to be voice over PowerPoints and some videos that I am creating. And I'll show you where those are in a little bit, as well as the in-class laboratory. The classes will have that little 3-hour block. The labs probably aren't going to take you that full amount of time. I do welcome you to use any leftover time to ask me questions about things that are unclear, or even help with the homework. Be like, hey, I got this one wrong. What's going on? I agreed to be here until 1:45. You agreed to be here till 1:45, and I'd be more than happy to help you in any leftover time. Textbook is Conceptual Physics. It's got the ISBN. Money saving note, you can get by with the 11th edition. Buy it on Amazon. It's 4 pennies compared to the 12th edition. I will provide you with labs, and you'll be working in small groups. You turn the labs after you're done, and you kind of go from there. Homework. We have online homework. I'll show you where that is. I do not accept late homework, but there's no reason why you can't get a 10 out of 10 on every single homework assignment, because I will definitely be more than willing to help you after the labs are over with any questions that you may have. There's 5 quizzes kind of scattered throughout the semester. They're not designed to beat you up. They're designed to say, hey, you have a test coming up pretty soon. I don't want you to be rusty on something and not know it. 4 tests throughout the semester. You do have to take them in the testing center, and I'll talk about when they're due and when you could take them as I get to the schedule. This is kind of the breakdown on points. You can kind of see that tests are worth about 42% of the grade, laboratories about 30% of the grade, homework and quizzes are worth those. Please don't miss class, because we're essentially covering the 2 labs that my in-class face-to-face lab would do throughout the week. So they would do a lab on Monday and a lab on Wednesday. You're just going to knock out 2 labs on Friday. If you're setting up some equipment and it looks kind of sketchy, then I'm probably watching you, but do flag me over. I don't want you to get hurt or your lab partners to get hurt. Please do try to keep drinks away from the electronics. As usual, treat everyone with respect, academic honesty. Whenever you take the test, you have to say, hey, this is me, moi, it's all my work, no one else, I'm not cheating. Let's see, if you have a disability, you have the form, you know what it means, I know what it means, just give it to me as soon as you can, and we will make it work. So let's talk about the schedule very quickly. Let's see here. Start with the date. On the very first Friday, August 25th. What should I have watched before class? I should have watched Chapter 1 and Chapter 3. This is kind of what the topics that we're going to be covering. Chapter 1 homework is due at 11:59 on that first Friday right over there. And what we'll be doing is we'll be doing 2 activities. We'll be doing the activities my Monday-Wednesday class would do on Monday and Wednesday respectively. So you're going to do a penny test and you're going to a lab on measuring motion. Jump to the next Friday, you can kind of see, watch Chapter 2 before then. There is a quiz after you finish the 2 labs, and homework 3 is due at 11:59. Let's jump to the 8th of September. We only have 1 lab that day. It's on air resistance, and you can kind of see that there is a test that is kind of open on that day, and it's not due, and it'll be due on the following Wednesday. Now, just so you know, I will be putting these tests in about the Monday of this week. So if you're like, Dr. Rogers, I only want to come to LFCC once. I don't want to have to be bothered to come in the middle of the week. Then you can do it before class on September 8th. You can do it after class. You could even do it a little bit before September 8th. But September 13th is the kind of the drop-dead due date. When you take the test, please make sure that you have enough time to take the test, which I'll give you 3 hours, though most people blow through them in 20 to 40 minutes or so, make sure that you're at the testing center before before they close minus 3 hours. I think the rest is kind of self-explanatory. You kind of work your way all the way up to test 2. And one thing I will note is October 6th there is no class. I simply have an event that I have to attend. Work our way down, Don't forget that we have Thanksgiving, and then we have the final test. One thing I do want to note about the final test is it is not cumulative. None of my tests are cumulative. They simply cover the chapters that we've covered since last test. So for example, right here we've covered chapter 15 through 18. Test 4 only has chapter 15 through 18 on it. Test 3 only has stuff from chapter 8 through chapter 14. So that is the syllabus. Let's work our way down into course documents, lectures, and lecture notes. So you can kind of see that, first of all, I've given you kind of the slides that I will speak to. So when we click on the PowerPoint, you can kind of see what we're going to talk about. And let's just go ahead and click on one of these links. I will say that I did try to, Firefox doesn't like to open them. I did try to make them slightly more exciting than the standard, blah, 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 blah. And what I mean by that is if I were to go ahead and click on this one right over here, I've included the demonstrations that I would normally have done in class. So for example, I know that if I go to right about here in this one, you're going to pop this open, you're actually going to see me go ahead and doing these, doing the experience that I'm talking about. So that kind of breaks up the voice over PowerPoint a little bit. So let's see here. I will continue to update these guys, and you will see chapters 2, 4, and so on work their way forward. Homework assignments. One thing I forgot to mention is for all the homework assignments, well, first of all, you can kind of see the due dates at 11:59. You go ahead and click on this. For all of these guys, you can kind of see that it allows multiple attempts. You have 2 attempts for any one of the homeworks, and it will take the highest of the 2 attempts. So there's no reason why you can't take 2 attempts. The kicker is that it won't tell you which ones you got wrong, because I really want you to think about what's, really think about it. Are you sure about this? And of course, you are always willing to ask me, be like, hey, which ones did I get wrong? Kind of the reason for that is I've had people, game the system, and if you get enough people together, you could pass all the tests and pass all of the homeworks without knowing essentially anything, and then of course you fail the tests, and that's not good. I want to discourage that. So you can kind of see going through, click, and then hit save and submit. There are no time limits on these guys, and you click OK, and it will tell you, I got 0 out of 5 points. After the final due date, it will tell you what the right answer was. So let's pop back. So those are homework assignments. For every test, I have a sample test as well as solutions. My advice to you would be go ahead and print out the test review. Don't take a look at the solutions first. Give yourself 3 hours and just give it a shot. See how you can do. All my tests are about 30, 35 multiple choice questions. And then you go ahead and you take a look at the solutions, and you're like, oh wow, I really need to study up on inertia. I just don't get inertia. So we can go back right over here, and when you take a look at my solutions, I've tried to explain to you, why I chose what I chose. If it's not clear, you are of course welcome to ask me. But I don't advise you to just go ahead and take a look at the solutions, because it's so easy to be like, oh yeah, I got this, this is easy. When I make the tests, they are lined up 1 for 1 with the sample test. And what I mean by that is if I have a question about inertia on the sample test, there's one on inertia on the real test. And I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. I look forward to seeing you pretty soon, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.